Hello everyone and welcome back to Conquering Frontier here on the New Frontier map. We are now in October and it's a very foggy morning. But we have a list of jobs for today, starting out with some herbiciding. Our creekside field is growing some weeds and it's time to get them taken care of. And then we are moving on to fertilizing as well, as that is our only field that is not completely fertilized. Then we have some plans to expand our farm. But first things first, it is jumping in the fence. Artemus is gonna be doing the spraying this time around, as the last time we got to go in the event and spray our large field. So we're gonna get our sprayer setup attached and then it's on to spraying. Our sprayer is on and I think we have plenty of herbicide for our field. So we'll get going and we'll do the fertilizing as well. So I'll see you when that's done. There we go, that's the herbiciding and fertilizing all done. So we're just getting our spreader parked back in our shed here. And it's time to don once again the winch, as we do have a few trees to clear. Next up. So what we are planning is building a chicken coop. And that will go here next to our PGA bunker silo, where Artemus is standing right now. We're gonna take a look if we have to clear some trees to make way. And I think Artemus has something in mind. Yes, there he is. Got his axe up. He's probably gonna chop down a couple of trees. I think we'll go ahead and get those winched out of the way for him. Trees are in the sawmill, so let's get our new chicken coop built. Here we are, our new chicken coop. It was quite good. Got the feed silos so we can pull up, get our barley dropped in. It does house 700 chickens, so that should be plenty for us. Yes, it looks quite good. Can open up this door. Get our eggs picked up. Looks like there are some here already. And here are the chickens kept. Looks quite good. Now we did opt for solar panels on the roof. You can see them there. And that should really bring down the upkeep of the chicken coop. As well as if it's doing well, we can sell the electricity back to the grid. And that should add a little bit of funds back in our bank. So not only are the chickens gonna pay off, but the building itself as well. So we are just getting some chickens bought. We are getting adults. Now we need to drop in some of our barley. Right, we got ourselves some chickens. We decided to go for 40 adult chickens as well as a rooster. And so they will start producing eggs for us as well as little chicks. And that should eventually fill up this whole coop. And we'll be rolling in omelets. But I think we should go ahead and get this filled up with some barley. So that our chickens are nice and healthy. There we go, trailer load of our very own barley going in. So that is cheap feed as we grew it ourselves. And we're gonna have to step up production to keep up with our chickens. But they should last a while. We had 13,000 liters in. So this is just over half the barley we had. And I think that should be plenty for now. So let's get the trailer dropped off and then we are attaching the winch again as we have some more tree clearing to do. And on to some more clearing. We're not quite done. We are clearing a new area next to our newest field. We have a few trees over there that we need to get rid of. And then we are expanding our field area. So it's just up here, a few trees. I think we'll keep the tree line as is. Yes, this is quite a good area. So we'll go ahead and get that cleared. With the trees out of the way, we are moving on to mowing. So we're going to be mowing up this area along with a couple extra patches around our farm. We're going to be collecting those in our bunker silo, as we need to start making silage for our BGA. that is all the mowing we're gonna do for now. A fair chunk. We also do have Albert Park, but it is currently still growing, and we still have next month to get that done, and we will get it cut at full height that way. So makes no sense to do it now. And then we'll go ahead and get the cutting cycle fixed in the next year. We'll have to get it mowed once in the second stage to align it properly. And then we'll be getting 3 cuts a year from then on. But we have the forage wagon attached, and Artemus is just dropping off the windrower. So once he's done that, he's gonna jump in the fence with us. So next up is the foraging. I will see you when that's done. There we go. That's all our grass in the bunker silo. We have 117,000, almost 118,000 in here. I think that's the most chaff we've ever had. Now this will be turned into silage, but we are not closing it just yet. We are mowing Albert Park next time. Getting that in for winter. So yeah, good day of work. We will have some nice silage soon to feed to our PGA. That is all for today. So if you liked today's episode, leave a like down below. Drop a comment as well while you're down there. If you have any tips, tricks, or suggestions, or just want to say something, make sure to check out Artemus' channel, link down in the description, and subscribe so you don't miss the next episode of Conquering the Frontier.